It's the last day of the Labour Party conference, and I guess what most people have been talking about here and up and down the country has been the speech by Gordon Brown. There's no doubt we've been going through tough times as a party. It would be crazy for me to say anything other than that. But you know what I thought was really perhaps the most striking thing about Gordon Brown's speech to our party conference this week wasn't so much what he said about policies and things like that. It was the way he talked about what makes him tick as a person and the values that he holds about, and those are the same values that I think we hold as a party. We didn't kind of join the Labour Party. I certainly didn't join the Labour Party because it was some kind of career choice that I wanted to go into politics. I did it because it represented what I believe in. Things like the fact that young people deserve a decent start in life, irrespective of where they come from. Things like that I want to combat poverty where I see it, whether that's at home or whether it be in the developing world. And I think it's things like that, makes us in the Labour Party just feel so passionately about the National Health Service. It's why we created it in the first place all those years ago, and why we're so committed to it and have put so much money into it to make it work better for the 21st century. So it's those values, I think, that are really probably the big political dividing lines in politics, and probably particularly now, when you've got the world's financial markets in turmoil, people feeling a real pinch on their energy prices and so on, and when throughout the world food prices are just rocketing, there's a choice to be made about whether you just let the market rip or you try and control it. And it's our values that say to us we should try and control that. And it's those same values that say that while it's fine to go and make money, to be making millions out of other people's misfortunes, that's wrong, and we need to do something about that. I think the other thing that comes over to me though, and something that we and all political parties need to learn more of, is we've got to change the way we do politics. Now, when I talk to people in my constituency in Birmingham, sometimes politicians, they maybe speak over them, they might speak at them, occasionally they might speak to them, but all too rarely do they speak with them. So what I've tried to do is to try to find ways, locally in my constituency of Birmingham Northfield, of getting to a stage where people can have more control of the things that affect them in their communities. So that, for instance, in Longbridge, in one part of my constituency, or Kings Norton, or in Franklin, or in Northfield itself, trying to find ways that when they're regenerating and doing up those areas, local people have got a real say. It's why I got community groups together in Wheelie to see how we could ensure that they could have more of a say locally. And it's why sometimes I have to question the people, the Tories who run the City Council at the moment, about why they cut things like the community development budget for our own local area. That may make me unpopular with them, but I think it's part of my job as an MP to represent people, but also to try to get to a stage where they can represent themselves and have a voice for themselves. That's part of my values as well, and that's the kind of thing I've been talking about with people with similar values here in the Labour Party in Manchester for our conference this year.